Hi, this is Carly, and today we're going to be talking about the autoimmune protocol, which is the AIP diet. So, the autoimmune protocol, or the ultimate paleo diet, you're eventually going to eat primarily meats and vegetables, no grains, no nightshades, no eggs, no soy, none of the usual suspects that cause inflammation. And that's not just in autism, that can be whether you've got arthritis, thyroid issues, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, even lupus, and multiple sclerosis. So it might be something that all of the family benefits from. Now, the AIP diet is an elimination type diet and not just eliminating just those foods. The idea is that you're going to take out pretty much most of everything, and then you're going to add back in every 3 to 4 days a new food. And then you're going to watch over those following 3 or 4 days to see if there's any sort of reaction, or negative or positive, by eating those foods. Now, generally, you're going to look for the negative, more behaviors, rashes. You want to give this diet, they say, usually a minimum of 30 days. Now, with most things, because it usually takes us a little bit to get into the habit of trying foods that maybe you're not used to consuming, I would say anywhere probably from 2 to 3 months is probably ideal in order to get a good picture if this is something that's really working for your family. A lot of times, food sensitivities do not show up as an allergy. So you may have a sensitivity to, say, the nightshade family, which is tomatoes, potatoes, eggplants, and the pepper family. So that could be even spices. You don't have an allergy to them, but you have a sensitivity. And so sensitivities can cause irritation to the gut. And when you're irritating the gut lining, that means a lot of foods and things that shouldn't be going through the walls of the stomach are getting into the bloodstream, and that's what can then affect inflammation in the brain or in joints, depending, again, if you have got arthritis or something else that you're dealing with. So it's a good idea if you've tried something like gluten casein free first, and you're still not seeing what you want. This is, I would say, more of a type of diet that you would want to transition to later. Not usually if you're eating the standard American diet, if your kids are eating a very beige type diet, it's probably not the best one to start with. It'll be really, really hard. There'll be a lot of battles, and that's just speaking as one autistic family to another. You got enough to deal with in the day that you don't need constant battles around the dinner table. So eventually what you're going to get to once you're adding all these foods slowly back in is you're going to have a type of like ultimate paleo diet. So you're going to be eating a lot of greens, you're going to be eating a lot of vegetables, and you're going to have a certain amount of meat. Now, doesn't mean you're going to eat meat as your main portion of your meal. It is just your protein. So you always want to remember the protein to be about the size of the palm of your hand is what they say. You're also going to minimize the amount of fruits that you have. So 1 to 2 pieces of fruit. We tend to do those types of things more for a breakfast and a lunch, not usually in the dinner. But, if you have a lot of, we know from sweet potatoes or squashes, they can still be higher than a glycemic index than, say, some other carbs, or just by having a meat with different greens. So what we would eat roughly on a diet like this for our sort of potatoes, I call it, we eat a lot of like roasted cabbage. We do eat like sweet potatoes. We'll eat like a cauliflower mash, which in time does seem a lot like potatoes. So it's all usually about the seasonings and the flavors that you can get. And I'll tell you, the healthier you eat and the longer you're trying one of these things, your palate will change. Your child's palates will change, believe it or not. We have kids that wouldn't touch these foods if we paid them like a lot of money. And now they're like stealing it. They want seconds every meal. It's just crazy. Like Oscar will sneak like handfuls of mixed greens. We were doing wild edibles in the last couple of years, and he's realizing he can eat the heads off of dandelions. And so you got to watch, though. Too much of a good thing can still be a bad thing. So if you're looking for something to see for maybe your own personal health, or to help to reduce a little bit more inflammation in your child, you're still seeing a lot of behaviors in sort of maybe skin rashes or other gastrointestinal problems with your kid, you may want to try this diet and see if it can help to alleviate some of those issues that you're trying to deal with. So give it a shot, but make sure you give it enough time. And if you want a few more tips, if you're sort of like, oh, this sounds a little bit too much, go back, look at my gluten, casein free diet, and I also give some tips on how to transition from your standard meal to trying something that's not what you've been eating for the last 5 or 10 years. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. And if you like the video, then like it. And please ring the notification bell, and be sure to check out our blog, themuddypath.com, and we'll have some more PDFs and recipes and things that we do over the months. So thanks for watching, and glad to see you on the Muddy Path.